Hello and welcome back to another stream on the High Altitude Investing YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about crypto as always, baby. Of course, what else are we going to talk about? And I'm super excited about today's live stream. And yeah, we're going to be talking about some good stuff. Got some coins to update for you guys. Got some updates on Bitcoin, got some updates on Wrapped Dog, got some updates on XRP. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun today. What's up, Conscious Contact? It's good to see you, man. Iron Mike, thank you for tuning in, you guys. I really appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to tune in to today's live stream. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started today. Today is the 7th of September, which I need to change my calendar over here because it's still set to August. And yeah, it needs to be switched to September now. Time flies, man. Time flies so quickly. All right. Apparently I have trading view alerts enabled. That's all right, though. We'll just deal with the crazy beep sound. It should only happen like once or twice. And yeah. So it's a good day to be alive. Let's talk about Wrapped Dog first. So if you guys are not in on Wrapped Dog, I highly, highly recommend that you get in while you still can because things are starting to pick up here with Wrapped Dog. We're starting to see a breakout of a major triangle. And let's open up the chart here so we can talk about what that looks like and what we're expecting from here. All right, so we're already up 25% in 24 hours. So this thing has been pumping literally in the last like 5 minutes since I looked at it, maybe even in the last hour. And let's see here. I don't know why, but Deck Screener is being crazy right now. Let's see if we can get this to work. Come on, Deck Screener. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. Deck Screener isn't working. I don't know why. We'll just use the other chart here on TradingView, I guess, because Deck Screener's being crazy and it's not loading. I don't know why. So yeah, let's check out Wrapped Dog here on TradingView. So I've been talking about this coin pretty much continuously on my Twitter account and in the Discord. A little bit on YouTube. I did mention it on my YouTube channel once. And we're starting to see a really, really strong breakout here on Wrapped Dog of this bigger triangle. So we do actually have a triangle pattern. You can see downward trending support and upward trending or downward trending resistance and upward trending support. So this is a big triangle pattern here on Wrapped Dog, and we did start to break bullish out of this pattern. So this actually looks really, really good. As you guys can see, we do have a strong breakout of the resistance, and you can tell that it's strong because look at all the volume that came in when we broke bullish out of that resistance level. Right now, we're worth almost two pennies. We're worth 1.7 cents per Wrapped Dog. And really, we're still super early because there's a big double bottom here you can see as well. Here's our first bottom. Here's our second bottom. And we'll make this yellow and thicker so it's easier to see. And that double bottom pattern, along with that triangle pattern, we're getting confluence of different bullish patterns stacking on top of each other. So one of the things I look for when I'm trading and investing is to stack bullish patterns or bearish ones, right? If I'm looking at the market and I see a lot of bearish signals, a lot of reasons to be selling, then I'll stack bearish patterns. Now, I'm not doing this to fit my bias. I'm doing this to get a bigger understanding of what's going on in the market, because if I'm looking for bullish patterns or bearish patterns, a lot of times you'll see, there's like 7 bullish patterns and only like 1 or 2 things that are bearish. That gives you a lot of confidence that the bulls are in charge. So I stack different things to help me determine probabilities in the market. And yeah, this is definitely multiple bullish patterns stacked on top of each other here with Wrapped Dog, and I can't really find any real reason to sell it. So this is a really good setup here. It's on MEXC, it's on a couple other major exchanges, and it's one of the top coins on Dex Screener. It is a Solana meme coin, but by the way, it's also been the #1 most viewed cryptocurrency on coinmarketcap.com for weeks now. Multiple weeks. It's been the #1 most viewed cryptocurrency. So that means that people are looking at Wrapped Dog on CoinMarketCap. They're viewing it more than they are Bitcoin, more than they are Solana, more than they are Ethereum, more than they are XRP, more than they are Shiba Inu. Yet Wrapped Dog's market cap is only 17 million. It's got a very, very small market cap. So this thing, it's just getting started here. I've been talking about it a lot because I know a lot of people are going to make a lot of money on this coin. So I've been mentioning it so everybody gets in while they can, right? Because I want to see you guys make money. It's fun if you guys make money. It's fun when anybody makes money. It's one of the greatest feelings in the whole world when you just print money in the crypto markets because you have a perfect setup and you take advantage of it. Now, a lot of Solana meme coins will do just dump and die, but not ones that are on major exchanges and not ones that are the top viewed, coins. At some point, of course, any of these coins can die, but I'm talking about what's happening in the near future. I'm not talking about what's happening, 6 years from now or 3 years from now, at least not with Wrapped Dog, right? So Frog is another one that we posted in the VIP area. And actually Frog it's pronounced because if you call it Frog, you get heavily attacked by the community because it's spelled with a W. So Frog coin is another one of those coins that I called in the VIP area because of the exact same pattern. And yes, it is a meme coin. And yes, it is on major exchanges. And yes, it was also a highly searched cryptocurrency for at least a period of time. So that gives you an example of a similar setup that we saw previously in the crypto markets that led to a massive bullish move. And you can't tell me that these two setups aren't pretty much identical in every single way. So I'm super excited about Wrapped Dog. I've got money in it myself. I've put as much as I possibly can in on Wrapped Dog, and I'm really excited about what's coming here for this coin. So yeah, this is my setup here that I really wanted to mention at the beginning of this stream because I know a lot of you guys are going to make a lot of money buying this early on before it pumps, before it breaks out. And if you guys make more money, I make more money. It's plain and simple. So go get some Wrapped Dog so you guys can print some money. Tech Dude, it's good to see you, my brother. Thank you for always taking your time to tune into these live streams. And yeah, I bet that I could get Dex tools to work. I was going to try that, but I figured I'd just use TradingView. Wrapped Dog is not that popular. It's on a bot checking page. All right, well, you can say what you want to say about Wrapped Dog, but it's going to pump. So buy it or don't buy it, whatever you want to do, it's going to pump. So, always wrong. You know what? I will openly admit that I've been wrong plenty of times in my investing and trading career, but I'm not always wrong. I've been right a lot, and especially when it really matters. Like in big corrections like 2020, I told everybody to buy crypto at the exact bottom in 2020, right before one of the biggest bull markets ever. I also told everybody to buy crypto at the exact bottom in 2018. I also told everybody to buy XRP in 2016 when it was worth fractions of a penny before it went to $3.50. You know, I have millionaire students, people that have made millions of dollars because of my calls and the stuff that I've taught them. So am I always wrong? No. Have I been wrong before? Yes. Go find a professional trader that hasn't had a bad call. All right? Good luck. So that's my answer to you, man. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Teddy Bear, because we've got some requests to do analysis on Teddy Bear. And then after that, we will go to some Bitcoin analysis and talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Also, you guys, a lot of you guys are just very, very stuck on short-term price action. Like, a lot of people are very focused on the short term, and I'm focused on the big picture. The point of my channel is big picture technical analysis. That's in my, like, if you go to my YouTube page, that's the first thing I say, is that I'm dedicated to big picture technical analysis. So when I make all these bullish videos, I'm talking about what's coming in the big picture for crypto. We're headed into mass adoption, period. Just like what happened after the internet bubble popped, we headed into mass adoption. And when mass adoption happens, demand continually increases. It just continually increases. And that's what creates these huge, long-lasting, raging bull markets. Now, in the short term, if I make a video and the price doesn't instantly moon, I'm not wrong. I'm just playing a different time frame than what you guys are looking at. So if you understand that, you're going to get a lot more value out of my analysis. And it's going to help you understand the points that I'm making in these videos and in these live streams, so you guys can learn better. So this was the last thing that I drew on Teddy Bear. Was actually, even before this correction happened, I was expecting an ABC correction before we fell the support level, and it played out perfectly. You can see we have 5 waves up, an ABC correction down. There was a point where I was bullish up here, but once I started getting bearish on Bitcoin before the summer correction, Bitcoin was at 72 before it came down to 50K, I went bearish on a lot of stuff, including Teddy Bear. And then, of course, it followed my analysis and actually came all the way down for wave C. Perfectly, exactly like we planned. Now, as you can see, we actually broke bullish out of this double bottom structure here. We had a horizontal support and resistance. We broke bullish out of that. And we're starting to see what looks like the beginning of a reversal here on Teddy Bear. So you want to buy the bottom of wave C like this. This is actually a really good entry in this area for Teddy Bear in preparation for a bigger picture reversal and a lot more upside in the bigger time frame here on the 3-day candlesticks. So that actually looks really good. It followed the trading plan perfectly. We did fail this support level of wave A like I was expecting. We did go for wave C, and now we're bottoming out, which is what you want to see. You know, whenever you have an ABC correction down, you want to watch for bottoming structure, because that confirms that there's still demand for that market. And if there's still demand, prices are going to keep going higher, and you're going to keep getting Elliott wave impulses, and you're going to keep seeing more structure, more bullish structure appear in the market. So that's what you want to look for at the bottom of wave C, is bottoming structure, and you're starting to see what could be some bottoming structure here on Teddy Bear. So that's my view on Teddy Bear. I appreciate you taking the time to make that request. Also, you guys, feel free to make any requests throughout this stream. Any coins you guys want me to cover, any questions you have, feel free to make any requests. I'm here to help you guys understand the markets, what I'm seeing in the charts, and how I actually look at these coins. So let's talk about Ethereum. All right, Ethereum's actually a pretty big deal. Ethereum is gonna do good this cycle. I mean, it's not like, I'd probably put more in Solana than Ethereum. In fact, I am more bullish on Solana than Ethereum. But that doesn't mean that I'm not super bullish on Ethereum. You know, I make a lot of people mad when I talk about things that I believe are true. That's because I'm just explaining the truth, you know, as I see it, to the best of my ability. And it's going to make a lot of people mad because crypto is one of those things that's heavily opinionated, like politics. You know, if you're on one side of the page when it comes to political things, you're going to make a lot of people on the other side mad. And for me, I see the markets based on charts, and a lot of people have crazy, just completely untrue beliefs. They marry coins. They think, they believe the market's going to go down, and they hate anybody that says otherwise. So it gets really opinionated, So when I'm sharing these charts and stuff, a lot of times people get mad because because they're like, oh, it's going to go lower and you're bullish. Well, I like to buy blood in the streets. Sue me for it. Like, I love to buy blood in the streets. It's the best thing that you could ever do. That's what we did in 2018 down here when I was making videos, doing the Moon Boy podcast with DIY investing and talking about a huge pump coming in the market. Well, there's blood in the streets all in 2018. It looked a lot like, a bigger version than what happened right here. This is actually a small correction, you guys. If you think this is big, you haven't seen anything. This was pretty big, and 2018 was massive. So you don't know anything about corrections if you think this is big, because this is pretty small. So here with Ethereum, you can see that we do have a retest of this trend line. So we've tested this level 1, 2, 3, and now we're testing it a fourth time. Every time we've tested this level, we've had percentage gains of like 122% up. And then we have another one right here of 85% up. We have another one right here of 160% up. So this has been a great entry point for people that are looking for even swing trading. If you're a swing trader, you can buy this level, and historically it's shown very nice percentage gains on this major trend line. So that's a really good sign for Ethereum. You also have confluence. So you can see that we have this horizontal support level right here that acted as resistance along the way up. And once we broke out of that, it's coming back down and testing it as support. And we have confluence. In other words, this horizontal support level and this upward trending support level there's confluence. They're meeting at the same point. And that's another thing that you look for as a professional trader or investor, is that confluence, right? Where you've got a trend line and you've got a horizontal support level meeting at a single point of confluence. That's generally a very good entry point. So I'm bullish on Ethereum here. I think we will see a strong reaction off of that support level, that we will get a nice reversal here. And it'll probably be a lot more V-shaped recovery like that. It'll probably be a lot more of a strong, just as violently as we went down, it'll be violent on the other way up. And by the way, you guys, a lot of people were saying that Ethereum was super bullish up here. I was one of the only people on YouTube that said, hey, you guys, the ETF got approved, I know, but don't buy this resistance level because we are on major resistance. And I started buying a little bit early right here at around 2,800 on Ethereum, but then I picked up some more down here. And the reason that I actually did this was because I knew that a lot of people were too bullish up here, and that when the market crashed, everybody would flip bearish. And that's exactly what happened. Everybody flipped bearish. And I'm seeing that a lot of people are bearish down here, just like how they were too bullish up here. And that's a really good sign, to pick it up cheap. So yeah, that looks really good here for Ethereum. All right, let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is another thing people are wondering about. You guys, it blows my mind how quickly people just jump off the boat. Everybody was so bullish. They were expecting 100K. They were so excited. And now everybody just is expecting a massive bear market. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about noobs. I'm talking about people that have no idea what they're talking about. Because these are the types of people that any little downswing, they sell. You know, these are the types of people that panic sell every dip. So, so if you feel a little bit chastised right now and you feel like, hey, I'm bearish right now, how dare you say that? Well, I'm just going to tell you the truth. You got to stop acting like a dummy. Buy blood in the streets. Buy corrections. Buy when people are fearful. Buy when it's undervalued. It's worth 54,000 per coin. Bitcoin had its halving this year, and we haven't even seen the pump that comes after every halving. Yet people are panic selling, like they totally forgot that Bitcoin had a halving. Look at all this volume. Increasing price and increasing volume is bullish. Look at that. Over time, we're making higher highs and higher lows on Bitcoin. That is the very definition of an uptrend. And look at all this volume. If that's not big institutions and big players and massive market makers and whales just continuously buying this, I don't know what is. And by the way, Bitcoin isn't a massive cup and handle. You know, yet everybody's selling into the handle instead of buying the handle. You have a big cup and handle pattern here on Bitcoin. You can see, here's our cup, here's our handle, yet people are selling into the handle. You know, a cup and handle pattern it's so powerful. A kid could learn how to see this. You know, a kid could probably trade crypto better than a lot of you guys. Because you're panic selling every time there's a red candle, instead of just picking it up when it's dirt cheap and planning for a huge breakout, which is coming in this market. So yeah, I actually really like this setup here on Bitcoin with this cup and handle pattern. And this is also a bull flag. You can see we have a bull flag right here, but it's a cup and handle as well. So at the start of this stream, I was talking about stacking bullish patterns, not to fit your bias, but if you see multiple bullish patterns, you should stack them together because it's going to increase your probability or give you a greater understanding of the probability of what's coming in the market. And right now, I don't see any reason to be bearish. We're on major support. We're on major support. We already dropped from the peak here where we were overvalued at 72,000. We were short-term overvalued here. We are undervalued right now. I don't see a lot of bearish patterns, if any, to stack in favor of being bearish, but I do see a lot of reasons to be bullish, including sentiment. You know, there's a select few professionals out there that know what's happening, that are buying, and big players and big whales that have been buying continuously for a long time now. You can see it in the volume. And yet all of the retail money, all of the people that don't know about TA, that don't know what they're doing, a lot of those guys, they're selling. There's smart retail money too that are buying the dip right now or that are holding on because they know what's about to happen. You guys, crypto's going into mass adoption. That's what we're headed for. And when mass adoption happens, you don't just pump and then die. When mass adoption happens, that doesn't happen in a year. Look at the internet. The internet took multiple years after the internet bubble popped. The mass adoption phase was multiple years. It takes time for the infrastructure to be built. Mass adoption means the demand is going to continually increase over time. It's going to keep increasing. And as the demand continues to increase, price is going to have corrections along the way up, but price will continue to go higher because demand drives price. And when you're going into a mass adoption phase, things are not just going to pump and then die or break their old all-time high and then die. This is going to be a multi-year thing. The infrastructure is being built. There's only more infrastructure being built. The big institutions and the whales know this. It's only all the retail traders that are trying to get smart and all the people that don't know what they're doing that are trying to get smart that they just think this thing is just going to just die. You know? That it's just going to die right now, or they think it's going to go to like 100K and then die. No, we're headed into mass adoption, just like what happened to the internet. After the internet bubble popped, we went into a bigger picture, more longer term adoption phase where that technology got mass adopted by regular everyday people like you and me. You know, we're early in, but crypto is going to be a household name. That doesn't happen overnight. The internet didn't become a mass adopted technology overnight. That took years. So demand, when you go into a mass adoption cycle, demand is going to keep increasing. It's going to continue to increase. And as demand continues to increase, you're going to see prices just keep driving higher and higher and higher. And it'll go a lot higher than people think it will. And if you don't believe me, that's totally okay, but I'll show you some evidence of this so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about, and maybe so you can learn something. Because there actually is a heck of a lot of evidence of exactly what I'm talking about. Here is Amazon. All right, here was the first cycle on Amazon. Amazon did not go into mass adoption until after the internet bubble popped. This is the internet bubble right here. It popped, and then mass adoption happened. And when mass adoption happened, you can see that the price of Amazon continually increased over time. And it didn't just top out. You can see it had corrections along the way up, sometimes very large ones like this, like what just happened on Ethereum. It wasn't as big as the internet bubble pop, but it was still significant enough a lot of people are going to be bearish, right? And you can see here that as that mass adoption took place, the price of Amazon continually went higher and higher and higher. Why? Because the demand for internet-based companies and internet stocks continually increased. And you can see it just kept driving prices higher and higher and higher. Look how much bigger the mass adoption phase is in comparison to the internet bubble. This is what's coming for crypto. We're headed into mass adoption. This didn't happen overnight, you know, with the internet. And it just continually increased, continually, multiple years of expansion. We're still expanding here on Amazon. That's what mass adoption looks like. So one more example of this, and then we'll call it, I'll just leave it at that so you guys can understand a little bit better what I'm looking at. Okay, here's the internet bubble. This is Apple computers. Here's the internet bubble. This is what happened to crypto in 2021 and 2020, where crypto went really high and then popped in 2022 and 2023. That was this. If you zoom into a lot of these charts, and we'll talk about some other charts in a minute, even though that looks really small, if you zoom into it, like this, if you zoom into Apple like that and you look on a smaller time frame, and even if you take out the point where it actually pumps, ask yourself, how many coins do you know that look like this? You know, like there's a lot of them. There's a lot of coins that look exactly like this. Why? Because crypto in 2021 and 2022 had an internet bubble like repeat. It was the same thing. And check this out. So let's do Phantom. I made a video about Phantom. Not a lot of people, apparently people don't know about Phantom as much as they do like Theta yet, which is totally cool. Theta is a really good coin, but check this out. Okay, here's Phantom over here on the right, and here's Apple.com, Apple Incorporated. I mean, not, we were just talking about Amazon, not which is Amazon.com. But so here's Apple Incorporated. Look at this. That is the same thing. Okay. We just had a repeat in the crypto markets in 2020, 2021, 2022. Over the past few years, we just had a repeat of what happened to the internet stocks back in the day. It's not easy to convince people the markets are bullish. Can you imagine trying to get people to buy internet stocks in 2003 when all of the news was talking about how the markets crashed, how they were dead, and the general public had lost a bunch of money because they all overinvested in the top. And to try to convince them that a big mass adoption phase was coming in the internet would have been like trying to talk to a brick wall. And let me tell you, the same thing is happening right now for crypto. People don't realize that mass adoption is coming. And to try to explain how big it is, or to try to explain how bullish it's going to be, is like talking to a brick wall. People don't get it. And, cool, whatever, it's okay. But I'm here to tell you guys that this is what's coming for crypto. We're getting ready to break out of this correction that we had, and we're headed into mass adoption. And it's not just going to pump a little bit above the old all-time high and then just die. No, it's going to continually increase because mass adoption means it's being adopted by the masses. And when that happens, it continually grows. Demand continues to increase. And when demand continues to increase, price continues to increase over time. It's going to be huge, way bigger than most people think. All right, so that hopefully that drills that point a little bit home to you guys so you get a little better understanding of what's coming. Tech Dude, I got in on Wrapped Dog 2, almost on a double. So will be another free rider for me soon. Thanks, Dallin. Glad you bought some Wrapped Dog. There's some big things coming in that coin. And you guys are going to make a lot of money if you pick it up right now. It's a really great entry. Go follow me on Twitter, High Altitude INV, if you don't already. I've been talking a lot about Wrapped Dog. It's a free signal. It looks exactly like one of our VIP signals that we posted previously that did like 600% in the matter of a few weeks. So Wrapped Dog is one of the best setups in the near future that you guys can pick up right here, right now, today, to potentially make a lot of money. So go check out Wrapped Dog. I'm super bullish. It's pretty much a guaranteed play. It's on MEXC. It's one of the top viewed cryptos. Definitely check out Wrapped Dog. It's going to blow people away. All right. Elon is Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. So I saw that chart. I've seen that one pop up a couple times on Deck Screener, Tech Dude. If you want, you can message me on Discord and I'll send you a link personally, but probably not going to do a TA on it right now because I want to talk a little bit more about Theta. I wanted to talk about Theta in today's stream, and XRP too, because we already talked a little bit about Bitcoin. We already talked a little bit about Ethereum and Wrapped Dog. So I want to talk about Theta and XRP a little bit in today's stream. But send me a link to it, to the chart, Tech Dude, on Discord through a direct message. I'll send you a chart after this stream and do some analysis for you, my friend. All right, so here is Theta. And by the way, we broke bullish out of a big falling wedge in the bigger time frame for Theta. And if you just Google falling wedge pattern, Google is so helpful. You can get so many trading patterns here on Google. And once you learn a little bit about trading patterns, you can start to make money. It's just, it blows me away how many people don't realize how powerful trading patterns are. So here's a falling wedge. And often you will get an inverse head and shoulders pattern at the bottom of one of these falling wedge patterns. Here is another example of a falling wedge right here. There's a rising wedge on the left, a falling wedge on the right. Falling wedge is a bullish pattern. Okay, what it signifies is that the seller momentum is getting squeezed inside of a tighter range until all of the body of sellers is gone. And it breaks bullish because there's no more sellers left. There's at least no more significant sellers. And the buyer demand is higher than the seller demand. So it breaks bullish out of the pattern. And it's often a reversal pattern. A lot of times we've seen a lot of times where this happens in the big picture right before a big reversal and a big breakout in the bigger time frame. And a great example of this, one of my favorite examples, is actually Bitcoin, because if you look at the crypto charts, they behave like each other. Like the historical cycles behave like the other historical cycles. So what you can do is you can go back and study historically what's happened in the past and say, oh, look, we've seen this before. We've seen this same structure before. And by the way, with Bitcoin, we saw it right here. Let's get this set up right here a little bit better. We saw a falling wedge pattern on Bitcoin back in 2018 right here, just like we saw on Theta right here. You can see the similarities here. So that's a really bullish pattern. That falling wedge pattern is a bullish reversal pattern in the bigger picture, and oftentimes it means that you're getting ready for a big reversal. And with the altcoin markets, they have a tendency to go sideways a little bit more. But Bitcoin also did this in 2018 or in 2015. You can see the same thing happened, almost identical to Theta back here on Bitcoin in one of its other historical cycles. So again, we have a falling wedge pattern. And you can see in this example, especially if I take it off the monthly time frame and go to like the 2-week time frame, you can see in this example, there's a lot more sideways action before price really picked up. But the volume is high on both of these charts. A lot of big institutions picking it up right here on Theta. There's a bunch of volume over here on Bitcoin. So you can see that the same structure took place in the bigger time frame. And yeah, I think we're going to see some big things coming here for Theta. And just one last comparison here for Theta. You guys, if you don't own any Theta, consider checking it out and getting some Theta, because you can make a lot of money buying in the bigger time frames like this when other people are fearful, when other people are scared, and just playing for the bigger cycle. That's where you make like a lot of money without almost any work, and you don't even have to do anything. You can just set it and forget it and come back a year later, 2 years later or whatever, and you've got like 50x, 30x or whatever. So look here. You can see over here on the left, we have Theta. Over here on the right, we have Ethereum. And you can see how this Ethereum being an altcoin it went sideways for longer before it really took off, right? And that's just because at the beginning of bull markets, Bitcoin always leads. Then as the bull market goes further along, Bitcoin dominance starts decreasing, even though the price of Bitcoin keeps increasing. And that's what makes alt season. So that's why Bitcoin a lot of times breaks out without going sideways as long, because it leads the bull market. And you can see here that was true for Ethereum over here back in 2020. Bitcoin had already started to really lead, and Ethereum was just kind of going sideways. But then Ethereum started to go crazy once Bitcoin really started to pick up. And you can see the same thing is happening today with Theta. Bitcoin led the bull market. It was leading at the start, but now Bitcoin dominance is starting to go down. You can already see it's in a rising wedge. We'll talk about that in a minute. And the Theta chart is getting ready to do what Ethereum did in 2021. Mark my words. And by the way, that point in the cycle where we go from Bitcoin being the leader to altcoins being the leader is starting. You can see in every cycle, every single time at the start of the cycle, Bitcoin leads. Then when the cycle goes in full force, altcoins lead. This is Bitcoin dominance going down. Now, Bitcoin's price was going up still during this period, but Bitcoin dominance was going down. Same is true for this cycle. Bitcoin leads at the start, but we're in a rising wedge just like we were last time over here. And we're starting to see some rejections off the resistance of this wedge. Watch for it to fail the support level and start to go down. That does not mean Bitcoin won't increase in value, but it does mean that as the cycle goes in full force, people get excited about altcoins and they start speculating heavier into altcoins, and altcoins go higher percentage gain than Bitcoin. Everything's rising, but altcoins do higher percentage gain, and that's why Bitcoin dominance goes down when you get full force in the cycle. So that's what's coming. So that's why a lot of times those altcoins have more accumulation, more sideways action, and Bitcoin leads at the start. But then altcoins start to really shine, and Bitcoin still is an amazing investment and still does incredible percentage gains, but altcoins just do almost ridiculous percentage gains. So I'm expecting alt season. I'm seeing early signs of it with a lot of meme coin markets going crazy, a lot of demand for, every day there's coins up 300, 600, 2,000%. So watch for altcoin season to start and for a lot of those altcoins to really take off. They've been accumulating. A lot of people are giving up. And time is one of the main ways that people get shaken out of the market. They either get shaken out because price goes down, or they get shaken out because it takes too long. Those are the two ways that most people get shaken out. So don't fall into those two traps, because even if it's taking too long, it probably means something big is coming. Especially if it's a good coin with demand. Like if there's actually something behind it, like Theta, and we'll talk about XRP in a minute. If there's a real demand for that coin and it's taking a long time, it's going sideways or sideways and slightly down, it's probably being accumulated. So don't get shaken out by time and don't get shaken out by price. That's how the whales get you. That's how they get you almost every time. All right, Pulse Chain is the best chart on the market. Thanks for tuning in, Jack XY. I will do analysis on Pulse Chain, I guess. People ask me so often that I just, I'm not like big in that space. I like to trade other stuff, but I'll do some analysis for you. Give the people what they want, right? That's the first kind of rule in business. They always say, give the people what they want. So, all right. So you can see here that I drew this ABC correction kind of back here before we had dropped lower here on Pulse Chain. Now, I don't think we're going to go all the way down here with Bitcoin looking like it's going to bottom out. So it looks like this ABC correction could be done sooner rather than later. So watch for support to be found somewhere down here. It's actually bullish to have decreasing price and decreasing volume. As counterintuitive as that sounds, join the free Discord, because in the free Discord, there's a link in here called Knowledge and Links, a channel. And if you click on top trading patterns, you'll get a link to a Google Drive that I created with all the top trading patterns. And one of the things that's in there is the rules of volume for analysis. And one of the rules of volume for analysis is that if you have declining price and declining volume, it's actually the market is strong. It sounds counterintuitive as a beginner. You think, oh, if volume should be increasing when it goes down. No, it's actually a sign of accumulation to have volume decreasing as price goes down. So that's actually bullish from a volume perspective here on Pulse Chain. We could see a strong reversal here. We'll have to see. We're on a major area of support, and this is also a major area of liquidity. So I definitely wouldn't sell here, you know. But yeah, so there's your Pulse Chain analysis. I don't do a lot of Pulse Chain stuff. So for me, there's better chains, there's better places. You know, take it for what it's worth, but there's just better places. So, all right. What are the 5 must-have tokens you would acquire if you're starting a crypto portfolio as a beginner? Well, thank you for your question, Zone for Life. That is a great question. It's kind of hard to just say, these are the best 4, these are the best 5. I do make those types of lists to the best of my ability. In the mastermind group, I have a top 100x list. In the lifetime, I have a top 50x list with coins that are going to do 50x this cycle or coins that are going to do 100x this cycle. In the short term, I'd buy some wrapped dog if I was you. I know it's up 24%, but this thing could go to 10 cents easy. So we're talking almost 10x from here, 600% or whatever gains. So that'd be one that I'd buy in the short term. There's also a lot of other great coins. XRP. XRP is getting ready to do a big move. So let's talk about XRP in the bigger picture here. XRP is pretty much a must-have coin. This isn't a massive triangle. And if you don't know, we bought FWOG, F-W-O-G, not frog, but FWOG, because it's a meme coin, so they made fun of the word frog and called it FWOG. But we bought FWOG in the Discord before this thing skyrocketed. And the reason we bought it was because of a big triangle pattern. And XRP is one of the biggest triangle patterns I've ever seen in my entire life. You can see here we have FWOG on the right, XRP on the left. XRP is pretty much a must-have for your crypto portfolio, and one I really think is going to do super good. It's been accumulated for a long time. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people don't want to hear it. But like I said, 2 ways that people get driven out of the market is price and time. And you can see how long this thing has been accumulating. It has a lot of haters. And one of the reasons is because of how long it's been accumulating. They always say, oh, it's never pumped. And when everybody says it's going to pump, and it never has. You guys, you have to be patient if you want to print money in these markets. You can't just try to get rich overnight. And if you do want to get rich fast, go buy some wrapped dog. Okay? But you got to have some patience if you're playing these bigger cycles. We bought FWOG in the Discord right here before the breakout inside of the apex of the triangle. Buying XRP is pretty much the same right now. Now, what are the top 5? Probably not going to get into all 5 of them, but those would be 2 that you could pick up. I also think Solana is going to be a top performer this cycle. Ethereum is a good one to hold. Probably won't do quite as good as percentage gains as Solana, but I bet it's really close. And yeah, I think that I think that those are a couple that you should definitely have in your portfolio. So hopefully that helps you get a better idea of what's coming. And by the way, people were asking me for helium analysis like a few weeks ago in one of my live streams, and we were talking about how bullish this is in the bigger time frame, and it's starting to take off. This is a great example of the market cycles that we were talking about. So let's look at this, because we were talking about the market cycle in the bigger picture, and how the market cycle is a repeat of what happened during the internet bubble back in the day. And so let's take a look at that. Where can I get the most historical data? Probably what? Kraken, maybe? Let's see here. Probably on Kraken I could get the most data. Nope, not Kraken. I wonder where helium has been traded the most. Maybe KuCoin has the oldest data for it? Oh, there we go, KuCoin. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, so this is what I'm talking about by internet bubble pop. The 2022 crash in the markets was basically a repeat of the internet bubble. Like, it was basically a repeat of the internet bubble in every single way. So if you go back and study the internet bubble stocks and what they looked like after they popped and after they recovered, you're going to get a lot of information that's extremely edifying as to the way the markets are going to move from here on out. It'll edify, it'll give understanding and knowledge. And you can see here the Amazon also had a pretty gnarly pop. You know, it had a pretty big crash here during the internet bubble pop. And it started to build momentum and bottom out and really take off here. But a lot of people would have sold down here in 2003 and in 2008, right before it really took off in the bigger time frame. And what I see is a lot of cryptos that look a lot like internet bubble stocks after they popped before they recovered. And that's what I see here with helium. So in the big time frame, this is a great entry. You know, it's up like maybe, how much is it up in the short term? It might be up 17% over the last 7 days and 52% over the last 30, but that just shows that it's leading the market. You know, so that $8 down here, that's a pretty good buy in the big picture. That's a great buy. If it pulls back, you could buy more at 5. But in the big time frame, that's a really good buy here for helium. So I wanted to talk about that because you guys have shown interest in that previously. Can Theta break the old all-time high? That is very rare in crypto besides BTC and ETH. Not really. I mean, stuff breaks all-time highs in crypto actually quite often. You know, yes, I think Theta will break its old all-time high. To answer your question, I think it will break its old all-time high. And who knows how high it's going to go into price discovery after that, but I do think it will. Like I said, go watch the start of this stream if you didn't, you know, get in early enough. Come back later and watch it or whatever, but we're headed into mass adoption with crypto. This isn't going to be a cycle that just pumps and dies. When you go into mass adoption, you're talking about demand continually increasing over time. Theta is a very real project with real demand, with real partnerships with Sony, a lot of big things. Do I think it's going to break its old all-time high? Heck yeah, I do. I don't think the institutions would have been picking it up like crazy. Look at all this volume continuously and massive partnerships if they didn't expect this thing to be a big deal. So do I think Theta can break its old all-time high? Absolutely yes. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And if you look at it in comparison to, first of all, Ethereum, you know, then, and you probably missed this because maybe you tuned into the stream a little bit later. If you compare it to Ethereum, it's the same thing. You know, it's the same human psychology, the same market cycle, the same falling wedge, the same sideways accumulation. Like, it's basically like buying Ethereum during the COVID drop right here. So yeah, I do think Theta will break its old all-time high, and it will happen fast. And I think it's going to go into a big bull market that's a mass adoption type phase cycle for Theta. That's my honest view. What is your top 3 altcoins, 3 coins outside of Bitcoin? Oh man. Top 3 in the short term, Wrapped Dog. Okay, I've talked about this on my Twitter continuously. People didn't, a lot of people actually did listen to me, but it's already up 35% in the last week. Okay, like, this is a great entry in the short term. Now, other than that, man, top 3 out of all of these thousands of cryptos, that is probably, it's a good question, but it's hard to just say exactly which one, I do think FET will be a big, big deal. Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. That's a great coin. I think it's going to be a big deal. And I also think Solana is going to be a huge player this cycle. It's heavily hated, but it's shown to outperform Ethereum in every cycle. It's already been outperforming Ethereum in this cycle, and it's in a big bull flag right now. So I think Solana is going to be one that's almost a must-have. But it's one of those questions that's like, whew, top 3 out of the whole thousands of coins. I appreciate you asking it though, because it is a good question. What ones are going to play the best? And XRP I think is going to be a big deal. But if you don't like XRP, which you should because it's going to be a big deal, Tron is going to go crazy. Tron broke out of a big triangle pattern here. You can see this steady accumulation, steady upside. There's a lot of volume. It's a big deal, and it's showing a lot of strength. I think Tron could be a big player this cycle. A lot of Tron meme coins are taking off like crazy. Like, I think it's going to be a big player. So those are some suggestions. One that I think you're going to do good on. Phantom, I talked about Phantom in yesterday's video. This coin is slept on. I know this isn't top 3, I'm giving you more than 3, but Phantom, people don't realize what's about to happen on Phantom. So go watch my video yesterday that I posted about Phantom. This thing is super undervalued. It's going to do a big, big move. And yeah, it will be changed. Its name, it's going to be migrated and stuff. But this thing's going to go crazy. So watch that one closely. Theta. We've been talking about Theta. Theta is basically a must-have hold in your portfolio. Theta is going to go nuts. So keep your eyes on Theta. Bitcoin Cash is going to do really good. It's super undervalued. It's going to do really good this cycle. It's been accumulating for years, for multiple years. I'll show you the chart and you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. This thing is highly accumulated by big whales. It's available on a lot of exchanges. It's an older coin in the sense that it came out when the fork happened back in the day when there's the whole Bitcoin block wars fork, where people were getting mad about the block size and all of that, and everybody was wondering. This coin has been steadily accumulated by big institutions continuously for a long time. A lot of places accept Bitcoin Cash. I think it could be a big player. So top 3, that's hard to say. Top 10 or 20, a little easier to say. Some of it's VIP stuff, but yeah, that'd be kind of my answer. So Billy, you should be able to get Wrapped Dog with Phantom Wallet. You should be able to download Phantom Wallet on your phone and send Solana over to Phantom Wallet and swap it for Wrapped Dog. So you just look up the contract address for wrapped dog. I think you should be able to do that in Australia. I don't know. I know Australia is pretty gnarly when it comes to regulation for crypto, which is highly unfortunate because they're basically committing economic suicide by doing that. Because any company that doesn't integrate crypto, or any company, any country that doesn't integrate crypto, that's the contract address, Billy. I just sent it to you in the live chat. Any country that doesn't adopt crypto is committing economic suicide. Any country that heavily regulates crypto is committing economic suicide. That's like saying, hey, we don't want to use the internet back in the day. That's just economic suicide. Countries have to adopt new technologies, otherwise their competitor will. And the truth is that, if the United States doesn't adopt crypto and it doesn't allow for crypto to be developed and it heavily regulates it, China's going to win. I guess China's pretty heavy on regulation. But you know what I'm saying. If one country doesn't do it, the other country is going to take over. So it's economic suicide not to adopt developing technologies. Because developing technologies are what keep the economy going. That's what keeps the economy growing and going. So anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you guys have any questions or any more analysis, let me know. I'll probably have to do it directly in Discord because I'm done doing analysis here today. I'm going to play one song on my guitar for you guys, and we'll call it a day. Thank you guys for taking the time to tune into today's live stream, for learning about crypto. We'll do T-Fuel. Okay, Billy, we'll do it real quick for you right now. Then I'll play my guitar and we'll call it a day. It's kind of a tradition. I always get requested to play my guitar in all of these streams, except for this one apparently. But I'll just do it anyways for tradition, right? So yeah, this is a market cycle. You have euphoria up here, and then you get all the way down here. This is called the depression phase of the cycle, and we're breaking out into disbelief. So this is actually a full complete market cycle here on T-Fuel. It's going to follow Theta, and it'll probably do a higher percentage gain than Theta, or around the same, maybe a little bit higher. So it's a good investment too. Yeah, it's only worth 5 cents right now. If Theta goes where I think it's going to go, this could probably even do a bigger percentage gain than Theta will. I probably would hold more Theta than T-Fuel just in case it doesn't do a bigger percentage, but I definitely think it's going to follow Theta. It's heavily connected to the chart, and, I think it's going to do good. So let's see here. This is called Malagueña. It's one of the first songs I ever learned on the guitar, and one I love to play. So I'll just play this one real quick. And if you guys have any requests and I know it, I'll play it for you. But if I don't know it, then maybe another day, right? Crypto's gonna moon, baby. So don't give up, you guys. Stay excited, stay faithful. Big things are coming in the markets. I can assure you of that. Don't believe the FUD. Don't believe all the fear out there, the fear mongering. We did have a correction over the summer. It's true. Yeah, I talked about it potentially happening, and we did have a correction over the summer. But don't panic sell the dip, you guys. You know, put on some good music, whatever you got to do. Stay faithful. Big things are coming in crypto, okay? That's my message for you guys. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams. I'll play just one little bit of Blackbird here. Actually, I won't, because I keep getting copyrighted when I play the Beatles songs. And so yeah, I probably won't do that. So I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in to today's stream. Go apply for the mastermind. Link in the description box below. I'll hop on a phone call with you and talk about what that program is, a little bit about your portfolio, help you guys get set up. And yeah, apply below. It's super simple. Just need your name, your email address, and your phone number so I can call you, or we can do, a Zoom call or whatever, and talk a little bit about the mastermind program and how it can help you guys learn all this stuff, all the tools to make money in these markets and to really print a lot of money in the crypto markets. Also, you guys, just so you know, I do have a lifetime VIP program, and the lifetime VIP is the Discord with all the signals. So you guys can start making money right away. Get in on some of these setups like FWOG. We bought it before it pumped. Go check out the VIP. Join the program. It's going to change your life. It's transformed a lot of people's lives. So go check it out at highaltitudecrypto.com. And yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you again for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams and future videos. As always, stay profitable out there.